Good morning, students. Today's topic is income statement. That is comparative income statement we'll be doing. This is the second part of comparative income statement only. Let's do some variety of sums. See this sum. Prepare a comparative income statement of JS Limited. Year ended 31st March 2016. These are the informations given. And year ended 31st March 2017. These are the informations given. Let's straight away start with comparative income statement of JS Limited. So you have to make a format which looks like this. Comparative income statement of JS Limited for the year ended 31st March 2015 and 31st March 2016. Particulars, the 2 year dates are given, amount and percentage change. In comparative, we have to find out current year minus previous year, that is the absolute change, and then percentage change, absolute change by previous year into 100. That is the formula. So let's see revenue from operation. It's given over here, revenue from operation in both the years is 2015, it is 2 lakhs, 2016, it is 3 lakhs. So 2015 and 16, 2015 and 16, 2 lakhs 2015 and 2016, it is 3 lakhs. So we have taken that 2 lakhs and 3 lakhs revenue from operation. Other income 2015 20,000 and other income in 2016 is 10,000. So that is also revenue. So we have to write that even. So 2015 20,000 other income and 2016 10,000. That means previous year first we have written, that is 20,000, and current year it is 10,000. So we have a total revenue. There is no more revenue in this. So total revenue for the previous year 2015 is 2,20,000, and for 2016 it is 3,10,000. So this is the previous year and current year's figures. Now, without doing absolute change and percentage change, first of all, let us first fill up these two columns. In this sum, these two columns are not filled. That is previous year and current year's figures. That we are filling it up first by seeing the sum. The sum is given in a paragraph format. Cost of materials consumed, rupees 1 lakh. Cost of material consumed is rupees 1 lakh. And that is in 2015. And cost of material consumed in 2016 is 1,50,000. So let's fill up these two figures. One is 1 lakh, one is 1,50,000. So students see, one is 1 lakh and one is 1,50,000. So cost of material consumed 2015 is 1 lakh and 2016 it is 1,50,000. Next we have purchase of stock. Purchase of stock means what? Purchase of stock means we have purchased whatever we have purchased, the raw materials, finished goods or work in progress. Students, notice over here that cost of material consumed is 1 lakh in 2015 and cost of material consumed is 1,50,000 in 2016. So change is 50,000. If you will see the next part, it is given purchase of stock in trade 1,10,000 and change in inventory is 10,000. Actually, cost of material consumed only is cost of material consumed over here means, actually if I will say cost of material consumed is equal to purchase, cost of material consumed is equal to purchase plus changes in inventory. That is the cost of material consumed formula. That means we cannot take both of them. We cannot take both of them. Cost of material consumed, if we will take cost of material consumed, which is equals to purchase of stock in trade, that means simply purchase plus changes in inventory. That is the meaning of cost of material consumed. It is purchase plus changes in inventory. Now, in that case, if it is cost, if you take both, then what will happen is that we will get a double figure. We cannot take both. We cannot write simply cost of material consumed and again we will take purchase of stock and changes in inventory. We cannot take both. We have to take either one. I have taken in this sum not cost of material consumed, but I have taken purchase of stock and changes in inventory. Both I have taken. That means I have taken these two items, the right hand side of this equation, purchase of stock and changes in inventory. Cost of material consumed I have ignored. If you will notice, it is coming that figure only, 1 lakh. See, 1 lakh 10. And over here, changes in inventory means simply opening stock minus closing stock. In this case, opening stock is less and closing stock is more. And that is why what is happening is we are getting a negative figure. See, our cost of material consumed is opening stock, opening inventory, you can say opening inventory minus closing inventory. Opening inventory minus closing inventory. So suppose our opening inventory is only 10,000 and closing inventory is 20,000. Then 10 minus 20 is minus 10. That means closing inventory is more in this case. Whereas, so we know that the formula of this one is what? Purchase of stock plus opening minus closing, or purchase of stock plus changes in inventory. Changes in inventory is negative. That means 1 lakh 10 minus 10 is 1 lakh. That is cost of material consumed. In this case, the cost of material consumed is 1,50,000 in 2016. 2016 it is 1,50,000. Purchase of stock is 1 lakh. Changes in inventory is 50,000. That means our opening inventory is very much more in compared to closing inventory. If opening inventory is suppose 60,000, closing inventory was just 10,000. So 60 and 10 difference is 50,000. Something like that. So let's understand this process through FSA. Purchase in stock, purchase we have written, so 1 lakh 10 in 2015 and 1 lakh in 2016. So there is a decrease. Changes in inventory, that is minus 10,000 in 2015 and plus 50,000. Then there is employee benefit expenses. Employee benefit expenses for this year, 2015 is 10,000 and 2016 it is how much? 2016 employees benefit expenses is 20,000. So we will be writing that only 10,000 and 20,000. Employee benefit 10,000 and 20,000. After that, we have the next item, which is finance cost. That is also nothing but in 2015 it is 10,000 and 2016 it is 20,000. Please see finance cost 10,000 over here and finance cost over here is 20,000. Then there is depreciation and amortization. This is also an indirect expense. So depreciation and amortization we have written over here. That is also 10,000 and 20,000 in 2016. So after depreciation, we have what? Depreciation and amortization. We have other expenses in the sum. Other expenses. Other expenses is rupees 10,000 in 2015 and 20,000 in 2016. So that other expenses is 10,000 in 2015 and 20,000 in 2016. So next item is what? Total expenses. Total expenses is what? We will add up all the expenses. We will add up from purchases. We will add up 1 lakh 10 minus 10 means 1 lakh. Then 1 lakh 10, 20, 30, 40. 1 lakh 40 is coming. So let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 1 lakh 10 is already there. So it is coming to be 1 lakh 10, 1 lakh 20, 1 lakh 30, 1 lakh 40, 1 lakh 50 minus 10, 1 lakh 40,000 should be in this one. Total expenses, 1 lakh 40,000. Total expenses, 1 lakh 40,000 in this year. And this year it is how much? 1 lakh 50, 1 lakh 50 and then 20, 20, 20, 20. That means 2 lakh 30. 2 lakh 30 is coming. 20, 20, 40, 40, 20, 60, 60, 20, 80, 80 plus 50, 1 lakh 30, 1 lakh 30 plus 1 lakh, 2 lakh 30,000. So this is coming as 2 lakh 30,000. Okay, so that is total expenses. Now profit we know is revenue minus expense. In this case, our profit, which is the third case, this one is the third part. That is uh, third part. Over here we have, we start with 3. Over here it will be better then. So you see we have total revenue, third part, and this is the fourth part, total expenses. This is the fourth part over here. So we will be subtracting total expenses and total revenue, third minus fourth, which is nothing but a total revenue was 2 lakh 20, and this total expenses is 1 lakh 40. So it is 80,000, which is total profit or profit before tax, we can say. Profit before tax is 2 lakh 20 minus 1 lakh 40, that is 80,000. And in 2016, it is 3 lakh 10 minus 2 lakh 30, that is nothing but 80,000. So over here, 80,000 is the profit. So we have now to find out, we have to find out now changes, whether any changes are taking place or not. Let's see any changes are taking place or not. So absolute changes we have to find out. It's current minus previous year. So current minus previous year, the first one is 2 lakhs minus 3 lakhs, that is nothing but 1 lakh. Now 1 lakh is the change. That means current year 3 lakhs minus 2 lakhs, that is 1 lakh. 10 minus 20 is minus 10,000. Then 3 lakh 10 minus 2 lakh 20 is 90,000. Then 1 lakh minus 1 lakh 10, that is minus 10,000. Then 50,000 minus 10,000, that is 60,000. See over here, 50,000 minus 10,000, not minus 10,000. That's why minus into minus plus, 50 plus 10, 60,000. It is 20,000 minus 10,000, 20,000 minus 10,000, 20,000 minus 10,000. All are 10,000 over here. And this one, 2 lakh 30 minus 1 lakh 40, this will be 90,000 students. 90,000 is the difference in profit, a difference in total expenses. And we see that the profit, there is no change at all. That is 80,000 profit last year was also, and this year also 80,000. 40% of 80,000 is 32,000. So there is no change in this one also. Tax. Tax is 40% in both the cases. So 32,000, 32,000. So there is no change in this one even. So we can just give a dash even. Instead of giving zeros, it is better to give dash as there is no change. As there is no change. So we can just give dash. There is no change. So next, the last part, profit after tax, 80,000 minus 32,000 will be giving me 48,000. 48,000. Over here also 48,000. So there is also no change. As there is no change, we can give simply dash. Now see, we will be finding out the percentage change. Percentage change will be what? Percentage change is nothing but absolute change minus absolute change divided by previous year into 100. This is just your profit and loss formula, which we have done. That is change by cost price into 100. Cost price is nothing but previous years. That means our previous year, this figure, we will be taking this all the time. We will be taking these figures of 2015. We will be taking these figures for dividing. So our, this one is 1 lakh by 2 lakhs into 100. If you see with calculator, if you will calculate, you will get it is 50%. As I have given already percentage, so I'm not writing percentage sign anymore. Similarly, 10,000 by 20,000. Similarly, this 10,000 minus divide by 20,000, that is 50% in the negative because negative is there. Then again, it is 90,000. If, let me finish. The thing is that if absolute change is negative, then percentage change will be also negative. That much you remember. 90,000 by 2 lakh 20 is 40.91. Then again 10,000 by 1 lakh 10 into 100. This will be what? 10,000 divided by 1 lakh 10 into 100. When you will be calculating, so we see in this case that 10,000 divided by 1 lakh 10, 9.09% in negative because absolute change was in negative. Now see 60,000 divided by 10,000 into 100. You don't consider minus 10,000 divided by. So your answer will come in negative. Don't take it mathematical way. As absolute change is in positive, so your this percentage change is in positive. Am I clear? Don't take it in a mathematical way. If absolute change is in a positive, your percentage change will be also in positive. 60,000 by 10,000 into 100 is 600. 600% change. This one is how much? 10,000 divided by 10,000 into 100, so it is 100. Again 10,000 divided by 10,000 into 100, so it is also 100. And the next thing is also the same thing, that is also 100. 10,000 by 10,000, 100. And total expenses is 90,000 divided by absolute change 90,000. Previous year's figure of total expenses is 1 lakh 40. So 90,000 by 1 lakh 40 into 100 is 64.29%. Then there is no absolute change. You see there is zero figure, no changing at all. That is 80,000 by 80,000, 80,000 minus 80,000, zero, nothing changed. So where no absolute change. Over here also same figures, 32 minus 32, 0, 48 minus 48, 0. As there is no change, no absolute change, there is no percentage change given. So this is the first sum, students. Now we will be seeing the second sum in this. Second sum, you see. So second sum, this will be your homework. This will be an illustration sum. I will be giving you an illustration, a little bit explanation I will be doing. 160% of cost of revenue from operation. Cost of revenue from operation is 5 lakhs. Over here, purchase is given, change in inventory is given. If you will notice that there is also what operating expenses, 8% of cost of revenue from operation. So this is the sum altogether, which we have to see while doing the sum. So this much we have done, students. This is your homework sum. I, in fact, remove one part from this homework. This is what we say is a illustration sum. If I will be considering this sum as illustration sum, then the solution should be also seen over here. Total revenue 8 lakh 60, expenses, cost of revenue from operation is taken. Actually over here also the information is given about purchase and changes in inventory. I remove this information, not required, because cost of material, this thing is given. So I remove this. You can take, but as cost of revenue from operation is given, so we remove this. Cost of revenue from operation. So we remove that part. One sec. Notice, student, we have over here also purchase, cost of revenue from operation, and operating expenses. Actually, cost of revenue from operation is purchase plus changes in inventory plus operating expenses. Three things. Cost of revenue from operation means these three things. If we will be seeing, so cost of revenue from operation is what? We are seeing that cost of revenue from operation. So cost of revenue from operation, if I will be saying, then three things are included over here. Cost of revenue from operation. So what are the three things we are including? We are including purchase, we are including operating expenses. So cost of revenue from operation is purchase equals to purchase and operating expenses. Operating expenses, this one has come now, a new one. Means expenses in last sum it wasn't there, that's why we have not taken. Plus change in inventory, change in inventories. So this thing is to be considered while taking this part. So this is the formula for this one. Cost of revenue from operation is purchase plus operating expense plus change in inventory. This is the formula. If we consider either cost of revenue from operation or these three. In the last sum, I have taken the right hand side part. This sum I will be taking only cost of revenue from operation. That means same thing, but I will not be taking operating expenses. I will not be taking operating expenses I have taken, that should not have been taken. I will not be taking operating expenses. I will not be taking purchase. I will not be taking changes in inventory. So as I am not taking these three, we will be only taking then cost of revenue from operation. In generally the sums which you will be getting, you will not get complicated. You will just be getting cost of revenue from operation, or they will not give you cost of revenue from operation. They will give you other three. There you don't have to make any choices. Just have to put it. In this sum, I have just taken it like that. So it was the opening figure and the closing figure. If you will see the sum, it's 160% of the cost of revenue from operation in 2017. So current year is given first. So 160% of 4,50,000. How much is that? So we notice that 160% of cost of revenue from operation. In that case, the amount is coming 8 lakhs. Cost of revenue from operation was 5 lakhs. On 5 lakhs, when we were finding out 160%, it is 8 lakhs. On 3 lakhs, when we are finding 140%, we are getting 4,20,000. That is only given 140% of 3 lakhs of the cost of revenue from operation. Then other expenses we don't have to take, and changes in inventory we will not take. We have got, that means revenue and cost. We will subtract and we will be getting the profit. The profit, total revenue is, one more other income was also there. Other income, interest on investment. This is your other income, students. Interest on investment, 60,000 both the cases. So that is our other income, 60,000. So after adding this other income also, we are getting our new total revenue 8,60,000 and 4,80,000. Then we have to get the expenses where there is only cost of revenue from operation is there, which is 5 lakhs and 3 lakhs in 2016. So 5 lakhs the current year. So we will be subtracting 8,60,000 minus 5 lakhs. That will be our this profit. So we notice that revenue from operation is 8 lakhs and 60,000 other income. 8,60,000 was our total revenue. And when we have subtracted our cost, that is total expenses 5 lakhs, we got profit 3,60,000. Similarly, we got profit over here 1,80,000. Then tax was 40%. 40% of 3,60,000 is 1,44,000. 40% of 1,80,000 is 72,000. Then we have got the profit after tax. That is 3,60,000 minus 1,44,000. We got 2,16,000. Similarly, 1,80,000 minus 72, we have got 1,08,000. When we were finding out the absolute change, we were just subtracting current year minus previous year. 3,80,000 the first case, 60 minus 60 is 0, no changes. Over here the changes is 3,80,000. Over here the change is 2 lakhs. Over here the change is 2 lakhs. Over here 1,80,000. Over here 72. Over here 1,08,000. To find out the percentage change, we have divided the absolute change with the previous year. That means this one 4,20,000, and then we have got our this one. So it's coming 90.48. That is the percentage change. Percentage change. And then we have the other income. There is no change, 0. Total revenue 3,80,000 divided by 4,80,000 into 100, 79.17. Cost of revenue from operation, which is 2 lakhs by 3 lakhs into 100. That is nothing but 66.67. Then again total, there is no other changes. That remains same. There is no other expenses as such. Then profit before tax, 1,80,000 by 1,80,000. That means absolute change by previous year 1,80,000 into 100 is 100%. This is also 72 by 72 into 100, and 1,08,000 divided by into 100 is nothing but 100%. That means absolute by previous into 100. So this is your sum, student, and this will be your homework. This sum is your homework. This one you will be doing as homework. Homework sum. So let me just a little. So this is your sum, student. 150% of cost of revenue from operation. So first of all, you need to find out the cost of revenue from operation. So that is the little mathematical formula. Purchase plus operating expense plus change in inventory is equal to cost of revenue from operation. One hint I have given. You take cost of revenue from operation as X and try to do your sum. Then you will get cost of revenue from operation. Then only you can get revenue from operation also. So this is the sum. Please do it. If you cannot, please give me a comment. If you can do, then also you send me, like and subscribe, and please press the bell icon so that whenever I send the video, you will directly get it. Thank you, students. Thank you for understanding FSA income statement, the second variety and the third variety. There is nothing more in income statement. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.